Vice President Hinton-Hodge.
Well, this is, I don't know, I feel a need to take deep breaths and really check in with our emotional intelligence around this, because I think that there are an incredible amount of contradictions and real challenges, right, and nuances within the situation. So let me start with what is easy, and that is to actually acknowledge this charter office. Ms. Steele's not here, but to acknowledge their work, their thoroughness, the integrity in which they do their work consistently. So thank you for that. And then also to the families and community of Ascend, the leadership there. I am very, very appreciative of your courage, your willingness to really speak to those four autonomies, to really hold, I think, the district in a lot of ways in the Oakland Education Association accountable around the slipping away. That we started out with a vision in 2000. We talked about, it was so great, Dr. Ellis, for you to talk about the waiver chair and knowing that was a part of our thinking. And what happens when we lose either the history or we lose the personnel or the people to really maintain that, that becomes very harmful for us. So I am, again, just sitting here with a sense of, hearing on one hand, we don't want to support charters, but we're willing to support 100 black men because of the disproportionate number of African American males that have not been served. So it works there. On one hand, we recognize and acknowledge that charter schools are public schools. So it works then for us. But when we have schools inside of our district that can't get those same conditions, I see us actually get really silent. Or I see us negotiate up to a certain point and then pull back. Because that's the position that our superintendent has got put in. That's the position that general counsel got put in. That's the position that the leadership of Ascend and Learning Without Limits got put in. That there was good faith and there was effort and there was, October 27th is when Ascend and Learning Without Limits and Lazier turned in an application. So that's been 2.5 months. So I am disheartened that after 3.5 years actually of sitting here where we say we want to create change and we want to be courageous and we want to call some things out and we want to undo and dismantle racism, that we're not willing to really walk the walk. We talk out of both sides of our neck, and I'm personally very tired of being in a situation where this board gets demonized, but they say that's just a part of the role and what we have to do. So I always push back and say, please study deeply, and please understand who the true target is. And not to demean anyone, not to demean a profession or anything, but to really look at what does it really mean for us to be collaborative and collective. And I have to be, take this idea that we are paying attention to the health and the vitality of the entire district. It is not just about a school in District 3 that I have to be concerned with. You talked about the dollars that come from a school that has great attendance. It doesn't go to central office first. If it goes to central office first, it gets to Vernon Howe's desk, and you know where it goes after it gets to his desk? It goes to Prescott, it goes to MLK, it goes to McClymonds, it goes to all those schools where families are not paying attention and are not willing to be in collaboration with us to build those schools. I wish that we had the community of a Learning Without Limits and a community of Ascend that was courageous enough to push back. And Mr. Tapscott has showed back up in the community and is pushing in that particular way, but we got to have the right target. We have to have good information when we're coming after something. But it is going to hurt us. $3 million means a lot to this district. And people keep saying that the $2 million that we want to gain through restructuring doesn't mean anything. And I just want to remind people that SEIU security guards and SSOs were actually, jobs were saved last year because of a measly $1 million. So it means a lot to this district. Every penny counts. And so this idea of looking at the negative fiscal impact is the piece that concerns me the most and makes me actually very saddened that I feel like that I might not be able to support Ascend, or I might not be able to support a Learning Without Limits. And I have a few more minutes to go in this, and I'm not going to keep talking, but it is going to be something that I'm going to have to center and be really clear about. If I vote against the courageous parents and the leadership of Ascend and Learning Without Limits, what that then means I have a responsibility to do. And anyone else that says that they are going to support the superintendent's recommendation, I'm calling us all out. That we need to make sure that those autonomies happen for every single child that's in this school district. And I probably will start with District 3, but I'm going to advocate for every single district and every single child that's here. So I do say to my colleagues, if we are supporting the superintendent's recommendation, I think that we need to be really held accountable in a very deep way around how we're going to make sure what they had the courage to say, that we have the courage to say, and we make a difference and a change by September of 2012.